is.
There's Nick Cannon.
Through a full house.
You know, it's about that time of year where you start hearing the words Oscar buzz. Typically, it's the big studios that fuel and fund the buzz with full-page ads and billboards. But among the films calling for Academy attention is one not backed by a big studio. On Studio 11 LA, we talked to producer Sam Feuer, who, with his producing partner, launched a grassroots campaign to bring attention to the first grader. It's a true story of an elderly Kenyan man who wants to learn to read.
The British did this to me. They cracked my skull. They chopped off my toes.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Maruge, that's enough.
We have to learn from our past. We must not forget. But we must be better.
84 years old.
Goes back to school.
He doesn't go back to school. He can never afford to go to school. He's a war hero in Kenya. Helped liberate Kenya in the 50s and in the 60s, the British colonization. And finally had an opportunity in 2003 when the government offered free primary education to all citizens. Anyone with a birth certificate.
So he shows up. And everybody is saying, what are you doing here? And he says, they said everyone can go to school.
Yeah, these are the even 6-year-olds, you know, they can go to school for kids. It's like, well, I never had an opportunity before, and the law says, and it's my right.
The film is wonderful. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was stirring. I thought the panorama of the Kenyan countryside is just gorgeous, and everything about it was wonderful. Where are you now, though? Because you want to get attention for this film, for the Academy Awards. So what are you and your producing partner doing? You're taking this on by yourselves, almost single-handedly.
We are taking it on ourselves with support. I mean, we have support. The Shea Foundation is an organization that, it's a family that saw the movie and was moved by it and touched by it. They donated a lot of money to help us get the word out. Even more so now in Sunset, there's a few billboards currently showing and ads in the newspapers, and we are competing against the studio pictures that...
So it was in the theaters, but for a brief time.
It was in the theaters for about 2 months during the summer. It was a soft release. It was in little art house theaters across the country, and it never got the wide release we were hoping for. And
is that a function of money, or someone has to back it to pay for the distribution?
I'm green. I'm a rookie when it comes to... This is the first movie that I produced, so this is my first journey in distribution and stuff like that, but... the reaction from day one when we showed this movie, the standing ovations that it's gotten, the reaction afterwards, Whoopi Goldberg raved about it for a minute on the View, and she's a big supporter of the movie. And we're trying to get Magic Johnson interested in it, and we're trying to get all kinds of high-profile people interested in the movie to help us. There is interest in putting it back in theaters, even though we're out in DVD. I think December 27th. There is interest in either putting it an exclusive in the ArcLight or putting it in Magic Johnson's theaters, the AMC. We want people to see this movie because when audiences... Do you want people to see the
movie, or do you want to get an Oscar nomination? What's really
the dream of any filmmaker is an Oscar. I mean, I'm the first to say it, but that's not the point of the movie. The movie really touches people, and an Oscar, what it means for this movie is to show that a small little movie with barely any budget during the biggest financial crisis the world has ever seen can be made, shot in Africa, and still have a universal message that'll touch the world.
It really is remarkable, Sam's story, because Sam was reading the LA Times. He saw the article about Maruge and said, this would make a great film. He's an actor who turned into a producer because he so believed in the story and in making it a film. So it took him about 5 years to get to this point. And, you know, I mean, I'm sure it's heartbreaking when you partner up with a distributor and they don't really follow through on their promises. That's according to him. I can't say for sure what they say on the other side.
One of the rare things we agree on wholeheartedly is that everybody who sees this movie will come away from it loving it. Your whole family can watch it.
Exactly. I made my son watch it, and he said to me, I'll watch it for a little while. If I don't like it, I won't watch it to the end. He watched it, of course, to the end.
Everyone
thought it was very, very good.
The first grader.
Indeed.
All right, we got to move on. It's lights out for UCLA in more ways than one, while LSU